love.
Feel good vibes and great music.
Oh, yeah.
This is Radio 44. Your music, your life.
Even the other stations are listening.
A beautiful track right there playing on Radio 44. Good morning to you. Right now we do have the C.O.O. of Sundries Bargain, Saajan Shah, in the studio with us on episode 3 of The Leadership Legends. And yes, good morning to you, Saajan. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. Great to have you over here. It's been a long journey, and of course, here you are. And your company is a Superbrand right now as well. So let's talk about Sundries Bargains. How did your journey as Saajan Shah begin with Sundries Bargain? I want to hear it.
So, firstly, it's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you for this chance. And we are your cleaning specialists, so we'll leave your home sparkling and clean every time and any time.
Okay.
So, basically, I did my schooling here in Kenya. Moved on from here, went to the UK to do my university. I studied accounting and finance. So I'm basically a mathematician. I was like the human calculator before.
No way.
Just that I used to do everything using a normal calculator.
Okay.
But then from university, moved back here. Worked out in the field, worked at an auditing firm. I'm actually a qualified accountant, chartered accountant.
Okay.
And then after that, we moved and I joined the family business, whereby I started working from the ground in terms of the supply chain, the actual dispatches, loading, etc. And then grew myself up now to where I am today now.
Okay, so started from the bottom.
Started from the bottom, and it's always important to know where the bottom is.
And why?
It's basically the most important, I think, aspect of a company. In order to run a company, you need to know what's happening at ground level before you're actually in the air.
Yes.
So it's very important to know the nitty-gritties of what exactly is going on, where you can improve, and then when you're at the top, you can always now oversee and look at what's happening at the bottom.
Yeah, at the strategic and tactical level.
Exactly.
Okay, so you've got so many products right under your banner, all right? And the question is, how do you go ahead and ensure the quality and value of a portfolio like this? Because it's hard, right? If you've got 1-2 products, you can just focus on them. But under the brand name of Sufisha, you've got so much. How do you do that?
So under the brand name Sufisha, we've got several different detergent categories, and we manufacture in basically anything and everything that you require at home or at the institution level. We have a very good quality control team first in place in our production side. They have several checks that they do while the production is ongoing, before filling, also during the production. So we have quite a good competent team that make sure that it all meets the regulatory standards locally. Secondly, we also do a lot of staff in-house training with the QC team to make sure that they're also up to date with what's happening on the ground, what sort of laws and regulations are coming up, and making sure that everything is running smoothly. Again, then customer feedback is very important for us because our production is also based on what end users tell us. Whether it's working for them, whether it's not working for them, how we can improve, what we need to change, what the market requires, and basically all of that kind of consumer market feedback helps us a lot to improve our quality and make sure that we have a good quality, high standard product. Again, we have good pre-qualification of suppliers, whereby we always make sure that we get good packaging material, good raw materials as in high quality, so that we use them in our production, and at the end the product that we supply is also of good quality.
So from every part of the chain, of the supply chain, quality is controlled.
Exactly, from start to finish.
Excellent.
From the starting process of actually mixing, from the raw material, all the way to the end where we have our packaging. So everything has to be checked and passed through.
That's good. So it's a complete solution. So you're going in for a cleaning solution as well when it comes to quality control.
Exactly, making sure.
All right, perfect. We will be back shortly after this, and of course we're going to be talking about Saajan's leadership style and what sets Sufisha apart from the rest of the guys out there. Keep it right here on Radio 44. Bang Bang playing right here on Radio 44. Good morning to you. We do have Saajan Shah, the C.O.O. of Sundries Bargains. Of course, we talked about the whole journey. And now let's talk about your leadership style. So what style do you adopt and how do you motivate your team to achieve goals, Saajan?
So, firstly, I would say I have probably a transformative or a collaborative leadership style.
Okay.
I like having my team around me and giving me basically not comfort but answers or feedback that let's do this, let's do that, this is what we need to do, this is what's happening on the ground. That makes it easier for me. And that makes it also, it gives me the insight being at the office that look, this is what's happening, so how do we actually attack this?
Okay.
So, and the part of motivation, there are a couple of things that we do. Basically, we just make sure that my team knows what our vision is, what we need to do, what we need to achieve, what our target is, where we want to be placed on the shelf, for example. So having a clear vision, having a clear goal, basically it helps a lot and lets the actual sales team understand that this is what the company's vision is and this is what they want to achieve. This makes it easier for them. Again, recognizing the team. If the team surpasses something or surpasses a target, it's always good to recognize what they've done, not just sit back and say,
it's part of your job anyway.
Exactly. So making sure you recognize them, also training them, making sure they also get the recommended training they require, the sales training and whatever's on field, placements, you have the 5 or 7 Ps basically, price, product, etc. So it's making sure that they also know what they need to do on the ground. And basically supporting them in any way possible. They're a sales team, they're on the ground. If they have any challenges, they should be open. We have like an open line communication whereby it's not that I just sit back. They come and talk to me, they tell me the challenges and we try and work together to get a solution. That's how I try and motivate my team to make sure that they're on the ground pushing hard.
That's perfect. So it's inclusive in your decision making as well. So
correct.
Very nice, because a lot of companies sort of just tend to focus on what the client says and they completely just ignore what the staff members say. But I always say staff members are important. They help drive the brand. So now let's talk about the competition, right? The market you're in. It's
very
highly competitive. So what sets your company apart from the competition?
So I think the first most important thing is that we have a basket of goods whereby we are able to provide any home user, any institution, basically any user, a whole basket of goods. They wouldn't need to go to different suppliers to go and purchase different cleaning materials. We have our detergents, the liquids. We also have our cleaning accessories, which are the sponges, the scrubbers. Also, in addition to that, we have our mops, brooms, etc. So if you were to go and buy a whole basket of cleaning products, we would make that easier for you. You wouldn't have to have separate accounts with different suppliers. That would make it easier for you. So that's one of them. Secondly is we try and make sure that as our product quality is of high standard at an affordable price. So even if you currently check our prices, we're one of the best placed pricing in the market.
Right.
So we try and give the user a good product at a good price to make it value for money for them at the end of the day.
Excellent.
Thirdly, we always try to innovate, look at new products, new areas, listen to customer feedback and say if they have a specific area they want to clean or do anything, we always try and see how we can prepare that product for them, produce that product for them and put it in the market. So we're always looking at new ideas, new innovation, new products, new markets as well.
So it would suffice to say that you don't just look at the general public, you also look at specialized needs as well.
Correct. So we look at all specialized needs, anything that you require for a specific cleaning area. We always look at trying to find a solution to that. We are the cleaning specialists.
Excellent. We're going to be talking a little more about this phenomenal brand, of course, and your leadership style right after this. Feeling that vibe right here in the studio. Beautiful track by Romy and Sakshi Holker. And right now we do have Saajan Shah, the C.O.O. of Sundries Bargains. Now, let's talk about some of course, with your experience, I think one of the most important things is we keep learning as humans, right? Every day is a new challenge. Every day is a new experience. So what are some of the key lessons you've learned from, leading a company like this in, I have to keep saying it, such a competitive industry?
For me, the most important is adaptability.
Okay.
You really need to be adaptable to different roles in the business, also adaptable to the different market trends. We all know AI is taking over at
Yes.
the moment, so no point sitting back and waiting for AI to take you. Instead,
Yes.
you take AI over and you make use of it.
Solid.
So adaptability is very important because markets are changing rapidly, consumers are changing their trends. So it's very important to make sure that you stay up to that speed and not fall back. Secondly, the second one is key customer feedback. Again, I mentioned that again because in our industry, customers is what is going to drive your success.
Yes.
So having feedback from them, understanding what they require, the product they require, that helps a lot in understanding what they use and what they require. As I mentioned just before, innovation. So
Yes.
You can't just stay on your one line. You have to have different parts, different ways of growing the business, different new markets to enter. So it's very important to innovate and look at new market entrants, explore new markets as well, not just example export areas and not just local.
Right.
So it's always good to make sure that you need to think wide, don't think narrow.
Excellent.
So that's that. And again, another important one is having a good team behind you. Making sure that you have the correct, the marketing team, the admin team, the production team. Having a good collaboration of a good team also drives success in a very good way. Efficiency increases in production. You're able to start selling more, marketing more, and
Less
taking over more.
conflicts.
Less conflicts.
Yeah.
So
Excellent.
collaborating a lot within a team, having a good, healthy team structure as well.
Yeah.
That helps a lot.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed is taking decisions based on data in our industry is quite important as well.
Right.
Because you would be able to tell what sort of product, what size they're looking for. Again, with the current situation, we have people who are going for smaller pack sizes. So it's better to actually, make smaller pack sizes instead of going for the larger.
For the
pack
larger
sizes.
ones, yeah,
So-
because that's how the market is responding.
Correct. So it's very important to actually look and use data.
Right.
Data analysis is one of the main things.
So you're constantly listening to the market, as you said.
Exactly. And looking at data, looking at numbers, looking at what's moving, what's not selling, and taking all that into account.
Excellent. Now, as a CEO, like what's a typical day in your life like?
So basically, having a morning brief first with all departments, getting into the office, understanding what tasks we have for the day, what we need to achieve, where we need to be at the end of the day, what our target is. So having a different meeting with the production, with the dispatch, with the operations team, and then also having weekly sales meetings to see how performance is driven, how we're performing compared to our competitors, understanding what we need to do this week, what we need to do next week, planning our offers, planning our schedule. So that happens once a week, once or twice in a week. Apart from that, basically making sure all the admin duties are also taken care of.
Okay.
Another thing that sets us apart from our competitors is that our customer inquiries that we get, our customer feedback that we get, we act on it quickly. We don't waste time. We just, respond quickly. We take that into action quite fast and making sure that the customers are happy.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's one of the main things. At the end of the day, reviewing what you've done in the day, making sure that if you had a task in the morning, was it done? Looking at making sure that if not done, finishing it the next day as early as you can.
Do you walk the ground?
Walking throughout the premises every few hours, making sure everything is running smoothly.
Okay.
Any challenges any department's facing, making sure you resolve them as soon as you can, and just moving from there. Being active, basically. Proactive.
Excellent. All right, we're going to take a short break again. And when we return, of course, Mr. Saajan is going to tell us, he's going to give some advice for you who, if you're an aspiring leader, well, I think you need to tune in for that. And we're going to put him on a hot seat. And this one I'm looking forward to. He's going to go through our quick fire round that it's very famous when it comes to Radio 44. So don't go anywhere. Keep it right here on Radio 44. Well, this is episode 3 of the Superbrands Leadership Legends with Radio 44. And right now we do have the C.O.O. of Sundries Bargains Limited. It is Saajan Shah. And of course, the brand name that we're talking about is Safisha. That would literally, sweep you off the floor more than Tamanna in that music video. Now, let's talk about this, all right? When you look back, at your career, like what advice would you give young professionals, who are looking to be a leader someday in the retail industry?
So firstly, there is no shortcut to success. You need to work hard, make a lot of sacrifices, and you need to put in effort. That's one of the most important things, I think. Secondly, is basically, as I started off, we said learn the fundamentals from the ground, from the bottom going to the top. Understand everything from the bottom. It's the most important. That's the only way you'll be able to know what's happening in your company, where you're running, what's running, and what's happening. Right.
Don't be a stranger to what's happening.
Exactly. You need to know all the nitty-gritties, what's happening on the ground, to the smallest of smallest things.
Okay.
That's what will take you a long way.
All right. Yeah. Perfect.
Second, as I said, embrace adaptability. I've changed. I was an accountant, and I was put in the deep end to do sales. So I did 2 different roles, and I'm still learning till today.
Right.
So you just ensure you're ready to change roles, ensure that you're ready to learn, be positive, and just continue to learn.
Yeah. Very nice.
Thirdly, again, in our industry, as we say, focus on customer experience. A customer is your priority.
Right.
Without a customer, there's no sales. So always treat your customer right. Make sure your customer gets the correct feedback. Also follow up with them. Make sure they're happy. Make sure they understand the product, where to use it, how to use it. Just make sure you're there for the customer at any point in time.
Excellent.
So that's the third one. Then also, one thing is networking that I thought that was quite important for me. Having a good network, a good pool of friends, family, also business leaders, etc. It helps you with the insight of what's happening around the country, within your industry. Also helps you maybe possibly in the future create a good partnership, which can also help you grow yourself as well as your business. So it's very important to make sure that you have a good network that you're with. Again, the next one is maybe developing leadership skills, something that this is what my father has instilled in me since I joined the business. Having a good leadership skill, managing yourself, managing your time, focusing on the correct tasks at the right time, not wasting time on other tasks that are not needed. So just having the correct priorities straight, and that my father basically has drilled that into me since the start, that you'll be successful. Just make sure you have the correct leadership. He's a good leader, so learning from him is like learning from the best.
Excellent.
So that's it's something that is very good to know.
Okay, now tell me something. Of course, just like Radio 44, your brand is also a super brand. And how important is it, or was it rather, being awarded a super brand status, and how has it affected your brand?
Sorry to take you back. Just one more thing for the last question that you had asked.
Yeah, no problem.
You may get a lot of negative feedback from the ground.
Yeah.
Whether it's your product or anything. Always just be positive. You will always be able to come out on top, and work out a solution. So just make sure you're resilient, be strong, be energetic to make sure that you attack that issue. Don't take that issue and just park it aside. Just attack the issue and take it and move on from there.
I see what you're saying. Take it as a suggestion, not as a criticism.
Exactly.
Excellent. Yeah. All right. So tell me about the super brands.
For the super brands, basically, it's helped us. It's actually a massive achievement for us. From where we have started to what we are now. It just shows that we all know the Superbrands process on how a company or a brand gets selected to be a super brand.
Yeah.
And it just shows that the market has basically accepted Safisha to be a super brand because of its good product quality, of its good price, availability in the market. And again, Superbrands is just not Kenyan, it's international, it's across East Africa. So it's helped us a lot in terms as a marketing tool as well, allowing customers to build that trust that Safisha now is a super brand. So they have to be providing good quality
product,
good affordable pricing, and really at the end of the day, it's how can I put it in words? It's a marketing advantage and a validation that Sufisha now exists
And is trusted.
and is trusted. So it's been a big step for us, to be honest, and we're actually seeing it coming through now.
Excellent.
And one last thing is that the Superbrands also helps internally, not just externally. It helps with our employees. People know, and people now want to strive better, work harder, to take Sufisha now to the next level, to try and increase efficiency, increase product efficiency, increase sales efficiency. So it comes from internally and also externally, both.
Excellent. So it's a pride, and they want to ensure that they remain a super brand. So every staff member in there
Exactly.
is actually working hard towards it.
And wants to motivate themselves now that we're Superbrands, so why not work harder and take it to the next step?
Excellent. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, now, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm hyping it up a little too much, but it's okay. It's not that hard. We're just going to make it a little dramatic because I have a thing for drama. So I've got 5 questions for you. All right? Answer them as fast as you can and in the shortest span of time. Are you ready?
Go for it.
All right. Question number 1. If you could Sufisha anything in your life, what would it be? You have to answer.
I honestly have... Let's just say my body.
Your body?
Go for it. I need to clean up my body.
All right. Okay. Are you a perfectionist or a person who believes in the bigger picture?
Person who believes in the bigger picture.
Okay. What matters more, better skills or better character in an employee?
Better character.
Okay. If you could move your company anywhere else on this planet, where would it be and why?
I actually would stay here.
Ah.
I wouldn't move from here just because of the opportunities that arise here, and you hear what's
Okay.
happening everywhere else. I would
All
stay
right.
here.
I like that. That's actually a very, very good answer. Keeping
I
it
would stay
Kenyan.
here.
Okay. Your ideal weekend plan?
Play with my little boy and play a lot of sports and spend time with my wife.
Okay, fine. I think, you know what? That was actually pretty good, mate.
Thank you.
All right, I got to say, man, Saajan, it was wonderful to have you over here at Radio 44. And yes, good luck to Sufisha. And yes, keep the entire country and your neighboring countries as well, absolutely clean. You guys are the specialists. So thank you so much.
Thank
for
you,
being
Jeet. Thank
here.
you, Jeet, for giving us this opportunity.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.